Guys, thank you so much for tuning back to my channel Urban Tropical, and today we are going to talk about another exciting plant, caladiums. They are absolutely gorgeous, and the reason they are so gorgeous because of their amazing leaves and the color variations you can have, and on top they are suitable for shaded areas. You know, it's so hard to find plant which gives you exotic feel, but they can sustain shade or part shade. Normally when you think of exotic plants, you always think that equals the sun. Apparently these are amazing for jungle theme or exotic theme. The reason actually I'm making this video, I am not going to just do caladiums the way usually we do. We just put them in soil, we wait for them to germinate, and there we go. I want to do something different, so I am going to do de-eye the caladium. So what de-eye means, we remove the existing eyes of the bulb and then we put them into the soil. The reason we do that, if we leave the existing eyes, you will get the plant coming out from those points. But if you remove the existing eyes, which I have done, I'm just going to update, I'll just upload the video in the next section when I did it 2 days ago, so that it gives it some time to heal. So the reason when you do de-eye, you take out the main eyes, and then bulb has more eyes all around which are not activated, but by removing the main one you activate the others, and that means you have more eyes coming out and more fuller plant. The only drawback, which is only in the short run, it takes longer to germinate because first eyes have to develop and then the bulbs will really show you something coming up. And remember to let it heal. If you did end up doing the de-eye process, I'm going to do it for the first time, so I don't know what the results will be, but all I am expecting is that is going to take at least 2 months. If normal caladium takes 6 to 8 weeks, and this one is supposed to take longer time. I have got 4 varieties of caladium here. This one is actually, I am not labeling them because they are all going in my raised bed as a clump, so I don't need to keep them separate, but you can keep yours separate in individual pots if you like. And around 13 to 17 centimeter pot is quite a decent size, and you can always upgrade in midsummer if you think you need a bigger one. So this one I have got, I just know this one specifically because it was the biggest bulb. This one is Caladium candidum, it's my favorite. And then I have got rosebud, which is also my favorite. And then I have got, I think it's called gingerland or gingerbread, that's chosen by my husband. And then I have got another one, yes, that's again my favorite, even though I convinced my husband that it's his choice so I could buy just a bit more bulbs. So one is red flash, and I am so excited to really grow them this year because I just think I have got so much grain in my garden, and I just want now a lot of, actually I do have a berry color fence. I am so much drawn into these colors, and these are greens and reds and pinks. So we have spoken about the bulbs and the types, and I'm going to update the de-eye process now. Guys, I was supposed to add video here about how to de-eye caladium, which I recorded 2 days ago, but unfortunately somehow I deleted it because I store everything on my camera and it had no memory, and I was deleting a lot of the things, and I think by mistake I just clicked delete. And I was so gutted about this, and I was thinking I have already de-eyed my caladium and how can I really show it. So then I have to improvise, and I have picked up ginger, and the bulb, I wouldn't say look exactly the same, but it's about de-eyeing, how to do it. So if I could buy another caladium I can add to that, but I will try to detail as much as I can here. So imagine if this was the hairy side of caladium and this is the flat side of caladium, and eyes are really bumpy things. If your caladium is in the process of germinating, you will see a pink tinge on it. That means it's activated. And if you don't see pink tinge and you just see a lump, that's an eye. So all you will do is take a knife, clean knife, and just go in. If I just go in and dig it up, because the ginger is really hard, I have to apply a lot of pressure. Caladium bulbs are not hard, so you don't have to apply a lot of pressure. So if I just do one more time here, and you just pull it up, and eye size are not big. They are, how do I show you? They are quite small sizes. So it really depends on the size of the bulb you are buying. So we have removed one eye, and again I can just look around, and if I see any pointy thing here, so for example this is an eye, imagine that was caladium, and this one looks more active eye, as in is in the process of growing, because on ginger the color is from kind of a pale yellow to green. On caladium, when I saw, it was a very tinge of a pink, or it was the same color as caladium, so you can't really tell the difference. You only know from the bumps. And even though it wasn't an eye and you just cut it out, you won't be damaging your caladium, because if I can cut the eye and it's not damaging, and I cut which is not an eye, it won't damage the plant. I hope it makes sense. So I will be doing the same thing here. So this one's just easy, and here you go. So this one comes out again, and that would be another eye of caladium. On this size bulb, you could have literally 3 or 4 eyes visible to yourself, and so just de-eye them if you want to use that process. Again, I'm really sorry, and I do feel really bad, because I did spend a long time on explaining how to look for the eyes and how to de-eye it. I really hope that this does help, and let's move on to the next step now, how to pot it up. So after the de-eyeing, we need to know which way is up and which way is down. So caladiums are very strange looking bulbs, and it's really hard to tell which way up and which way is down, but there is a rule. So if you have a hairy side, that's hair in the air. That's how you remember. That means up, down, hair in the air, down is a much more flatter side, and this one has hair here, up, and this side is smoother. Actually this one is kind of all aroundish, looks the same, but I'm going to take this side up and this side down. I did have a fourth. Oh, there is fourth one again. Hair in the air, bottom flat to the soil. Sometimes if you do end up buying bulbs, you could see some whitish marks here. That's really tell you that that's the bottom and the other side is the top. So don't think it's diseased or something. So we have talked about that now as well. And when we want to grow caladiums, we need to break their dormancy. The way we do it, by growing them in around 20 degrees temperature. That means we can't start this process outdoors in the UK, because temperatures are like 10 degrees during the day and maybe 3 degrees during night. So we are going to start this process indoors, and the key thing is you must have a free draining soil. You don't need any special soil for any of the bulbs. You just have any normal compost, just add some organic matter into it, and I'm going to add worm castings, because I don't tend to use horse manure if I use anything outdoors, or even for bulbs, because I feel house manure burns things when they are so small, and worm castings don't, and they have a neutral pH level as well. I think they have, yes, I think they have a neutral around 7 if I remember. But anyway, so the soil I'm going to have is normal soil from the garden. Actually, I have coconut coir left over here and there, and some from the garden. So I am going to put really hot water to sterilize it, so I don't carry any diseases or pests or anything indoors. I'm going to add orchid bark, which will give it aeration and moisture. I was going to add pumice, but pumice is not easily available item, so I keep them for my really indoor plants. I'm going to use perlite. Actually, the perlite I have is I really don't like it. It's so fine, like a powder. So please, I mean, be careful when you buy perlite. I did not pay attention to the grade. It's really bad grade. So I'm going to use perlite to add aeration as well. And I am not going to use pumice for this, because it's not a long term for me. But if you are going to keep your caladium in that pot for a longer, I will really recommend using pumice over perlite, because perlite really makes the pot dense at the bottom and all the perlite comes up. So let's start with our soil mixture now. So I'm just going to mix my soil in this big one because I don't want to have 4 individual pots for no reason. For me, it's going to be in the mixed border, and my soil is really super hot, so I have to just let it go warm, and I can't even touch it. That's how hot it is. And I'm just going to add more things into it to make it free draining. So let's just mix some orchid bark into as well. So I have done moisture. This one will give it moisture and aeration. And I'm just going to mix it up. Now you can see how wet my soil is. So I won't be watering my caladiums after planting until that water or the soil mixture goes a bit dry, because if I just water it more, they will end up rotting, and they won't die if you have let them bit on the drier side. It will literally slow it down, but over watering will kill your plant. So that is around, if I see, that is around 5 centimeters I'm left. So this is perfect for me to put my caladiums in. I'm just going to mix some worm castings in it as well. So because it's not that much hot, my soil will really go to warm temperature soon, and warm soil is really good to break the dormancy as well. So it kind of works better. I can make sure I have killed anything in my soil which was just sitting outside, and at the same time I give it head start to my caladium bulbs. So it's kind of warm now, actually nice warm, but I'm just going to let it bit cool down as well. Oh, I forgot to add perlite. Okay, so it's a really nice temperature now, really nice and warm. And recommended space between a caladium is recommended around 10 to 15 centimeters, but because I'm going to shift them into my borders, so I don't need to leave 10 and 15 centimeters, but I'm still going to leave enough. So remember, hair in the air, hair in the air, another one, hair in the air, there you go. And this one is really small. I hope I do get good plant out of it. And these pieces, they just came off from bulbs. That's how I received them. So just I hope that it has something on it. I'm just gonna put them in as well. I couldn't de-eye anything here because I didn't see any eye. I'm just going to put it in anyway. And this one, I could see the eye here, but I didn't want to de-eye just in case there is nothing else I could do about it. So I might as well take my chance. And now I'm just going to cover it with the rest of the soil. So it's ready now, and I'm just going to bring it indoors, and I'm going to put polythene bag around it to raise the humidity, and I'm not going to water it at least for a few days because my soil, because I put hot water into it, is quite damp, and if I add water into it, I'm just going to aid rotting. So for that reason, I'm just going to leave it as it is, and I have added enough perlite so it will be quite free draining soil. And I really hope that you have enjoyed it. Please do click like and subscribe if you have. Thank you so much. Bye bye.